What are some lesser-known car maintenance tips that every car owner should know? Underinflated tires are worse than overinflated tires. Check your tire pressure regularly. Periodically check to make sure your spare is aired up. Otherwise, when you do need it, it will be absolutely useless. Also, keep a patch kit in the car at all times, just in case you run over a nail or something. Just learned this, but it's very easy to buy and replace the air filters on your own. I just did this yesterday. Took about 15 minutes total and cost about $40 for both filters. You can probably change your own cabin air filter in 5 minutes with a $10 Amazon air filter. If you know you're not going to be driving a car for a longer period of time, job change, you're using your SO's car, taking public transit more, etc., make sure to start your car up and drive it around just a little bit every few weeks. My dad calls it shaking the rust off. Edit, as someone else pointed out, it should be like a 10-15 minute casual drive around, not just on idle for 5 off. Make sure you know which fluids go in where, and if you put windshield washer fluid in the oil intake, call a tow truck to get the oil and oil filter changed out immediately. All the fluids need changed periodically, yes, even the brake fluid. Roadside assistance is a super cheap add-on for most car insurance policies. It's saved me many times. There's a YouTube video on how to do everything you need to do. Check your lights every so often. Turn them on and walk around the car to see what needs replacing and what's not working. If you have a Fiat 500 Abarth and you can't pump gas without the pump clicking off over and over again, it's happening because the valve is stuck in the fuel tank. If you take it to a shop, they'll tell you they need to replace the whole gas tank and fuel neck. Easy free fix: get a rubber mallet, slide up underneath your car and bang on the gas tank until you hear the valve pop open. A clogged PCV valve will cause a lot of oil consumption. I swapped out the one on the older new used car I just bought, 'cause it was using nearly a quart every 300 miles. Using zero oil now cost me $5 and a half hour of time. Edit, changed PVC to PCV. Transmission fluid should be changed every few years. Even when the manufacturer says it's a lifetime fluid, they mean it lasts as long as the warranty does, which is all the lifetime they care about. Or the other take, that when your transmission busts because of worn fluid, that was the end of its lifetime anyway. If it doesn't sound good, get it checked. A diagnostic will be far cheaper than getting it towed and fixed when it fails completely. Apply silicone rubber lube to the door seals and clean mating surface. Give your vehicle, whether a car, truck, motorcycle, trike, a lil kiss on the side view mirror each night before bed. Jacked up front wheel up and down wiggle is a ball joint S that needs changed. Left to right wiggle is a bad tie rod end. All over wiggle or hot center of the wheel is most likely a wheel bearing also. If your left front bearing is bad, turning the wheel to the left will stop the noise. Turning right should make it worse. Don't let your fuel tank get too low. Preferably, never let it dip below 1/4 tank. Running it dry can shorten the life expectancy of your fuel pump and can even kill it altogether. Most of the big-name auto part shops, AutoZone, Advance Auto Parts, O'Reilly's have a tool rental program. Put down a deposit, take the tool, return it and get your money back. So it effectively costs you nothing. Very useful for those repair jobs you'll only ever do once. but require a specialized tool that would not be worth it to buy. You can extend the life of your wiper blades by wiping the rubber down with some silicone lubricant. Spray on a towel and wipe. If you hear something in your engine that you know you can't afford to fix, just turn the radio up and ignore it. I'm sure it will be fine. Cold sweat smile. Tinfoil and water will clean chrome better than any product on the market. If you get a check engine light, the chain auto parts store like O'Reilly will diagnose it for free, saving you a $90 diagnostic check from the dealer. They will also lend you tools if you have the energy to repair it yourself. Many seemingly complex repairs can be accomplished at home with basic tools and YouTube. What all the lights mean. I once asked my girlfriend what the icon that looked like a genie lamp was. Check oil. Then I got my new car and another weird light came on, so I called the dealership and asked them what the icon that looked like a goldfish with a propeller on its head meant. After the guy got done choking from trying not to laugh, he told me it was the check engine light. I felt extremely stupid both times. Tears of joy. RTFM. It will tell you the maintenance schedule, as well as how to change the blinker fluid if you like. When you use the dipstick to check your oil, look for metal flakes, a glittery look. This means there's something very wrong with the engine. Overinflating your tires wears out the middle of the tires, and underinflating wears out the outsides quicker. Follow what the sticker in the door says and don't ignore that tire light. If you have an air conditioning in your car, use it at least every month, even in the winter, so the inner parts stay lubricated. It also helps to prevent too much humidity in the car. Let the air conditioning get checked every 1-2 years if it's broken. It can be too expensive to replace. Knowing the basics of how to use a diagnostic scanner and how to read and understand live data about sensor voltages and fuel trims can help you tremendously. The Toyota dealership said I needed either a catalytic converter or ECU replaced. A $20 scanner and 3 car care nut videos later, and I just had to tighten and exhaust stud bolt. Brake fluid absorbs water. Change it every 4 years. Also, E10 needs a stabilizer if you let it sit for more than a few months. Starting a car every month with the same gas doesn't make sense unless you have stabilizer. That old fuel can go bad sitting. Hitting potholes, curbs, speed bumps at speed will warp your rims over time, causing weak spots on the bead. If you start losing air more frequently or the tire light comes on with no apparent damage, your rims may be wearing out. Do you know the fulmy rubber stuff that lines the inside of your door and trunk openings? That needs to be lubricated with silicone or it dries up and cracks and your car leaks. A breaker bar and a socket appropriately sized for your wheel's lug nuts will save you an enormous amount of frustration if you have to swap on a spare. The compact tire irons that came with your car are a huge pain to use because they don't provide much leverage and can often run into things. The breaker bar gives you more leverage and pivots, so the whole process will be quicker and smoother. Changing the transmission fluid generally won't kill it unless it's already dead. $300 trip to Harbor Freight can save you over $3,000.